go. Go for it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the man who was moonlighting at Pumphrey's. Put your hands together for Supermac! Malcolm, nighttime games. Eddie Howe's record this season. Played 9, won 7, drawn 2, lost none. Is tonight where we take one more foot into the Champions League, do you think?
Yes, I think so. I really do. And this is, you know, we've had some really big games this season, but this is the biggest of the lot because win this, Leicester are in dire straits, and so it will be wonderful to reach the Champions League playing at St James Park. And so the first stage of it is win tonight. And I know that I've sensed, wherever I've been the last few days, that there is a massive nervousness throughout all of you supporters. But I think in the dressing room, I think the atmosphere will be completely different. Completely different. Here are top players who have right now achieved third place. And did you see Man City last night? The way they absolutely murdered Real Madrid. We're 2 places behind Man City, for heaven's sake. Think about it that way. Man City were absolutely brilliant. And getting to the final of a competition that we want to be playing in next season. And so for the players, last night's game, my word, if that wasn't a G-up to really get the business done tonight, then I don't know what is. And so I'm expecting something so positive tonight. And we know Brighton, and they're sort of up and down at the moment. Good heavens above, lost 5-1 to Everton. You know, I know they went then to Arsenal, and Arsenal had a really bad night. I wish they'd had it against us, but nevertheless, we're going to have one cracking match tonight, and this is a game for everybody to come out and really, really shine.
We've seen Wilson and Isak playing together. Eddie Howe's keen to say not together, but we've seen them on the pitch at the same time. Have you seen enough in that partnership over the last couple of games to think they can play together on a regular basis?
I think they can play together in the same team, and not necessarily as a partnership. Yeah. And I would be happy, if I were the manager, to play Isak on the left-hand side and Wilson through the middle, and then have somebody wide on the right, either Murphy or Almiron or whoever, and let them do what they're comfortable doing. And we know that Wilson, he's a terrific target man, absolutely brilliant. And Isak can be coming in from that wider left in support. And they can make a partnership at particular times, on particular moves. But for the main, Isak, he loves being out on the left, and some of the skills that he shows coming in, my word, absolutely fantastic. And I don't see how either of them can be left out, other than if Wilson's injuries niggling him. And hopefully at the moment it isn't. We want him fit for the next 2 home games, and in fact we want everybody fit for these. And let's go and give both sides a good old beating, and then we can go to Chelsea and really celebrate being in the Champions League.
VAR, we've talked about it a lot in the pre-match here. Newcastle had some decisions go for them and against them. This week we've got a little bit of an insight into how the VAR decisions are made. I've got to be honest, I don't know what people in the bar thought. I thought it was bonkers. This was brought in to try and make things easier. But now, you see how it's done, it's no wonder it takes so long and so many mistakes being made.
Trying to tell people all this thing.
In other words, they haven't got a clue what they're bloody well doing.
Exactly.
And you know, Do you remember Isak's goal that was disallowed against Liverpool? Yeah, earlier in the season. What I discovered was because yes, they actually came down to the shadows on the pitch. That is absolute sheer nonsense. Because if there's a 5'10" defender marking 6'4" Isak, whose shadow's going to be offside for bloody hell's sake? You know, it's absolute madness. And there is nothing in the rules saying that a decision should be made on that kind of evidence. And if they couldn't prove within the rules that he was offside, the goal should have stood. And boy, that would have made a difference, wouldn't it, to our current situation? Yeah, they really must completely overhaul it. And what I think is necessary is that they include in this decision-making process professional footballers. I think that's vitally important. And at the moment, it's just all referees. And oh dear.
In the corresponding fixture at the start of the season, which seems like a lifetime away, I've been speaking to a few fans tonight, obviously on the podcast this week, but Nick Pope had a blinder. In games against Brighton have always been quite tight in recent years, been a bit of a bogey team for us at times, but how important is it that the back four, who've so steady all the way through the season, who've now started letting goals in, how important is that clean sheet tonight for Newcastle?
Yeah. I see the very point that you're making, Steve, and it's a vital and important one. Yes, a clean sheet would be absolutely great. Whether we keep that or not, I really don't know. The defence has just fallen off slightly. I was absolutely horrified by Leeds' first goal, that in the way that three Leeds players got goal side in between the line of defenders who never seemed to turn. They still had their back to goal when there were forwards behind them, and left and put Nick Pope into a dreadful situation. And so I would imagine that the manager has worked somewhat on that and got the back four better organised than they appeared at Leeds. But also, I have to say that I think there is one important cog missing at the moment through injury, and that's Sean Longstaff. He might not be the glamorous type of player that perhaps Bruno is, but what he is absolute hard work and effort for 90 minutes. He runs more than any other player in the Premier League over every 90 minutes. He covers more ground, and that means that he's always just in support of whoever's on the ball. So they've always got him as an out. They're never left trapped in possession with no way out. And I think that we find when Sean isn't there, that's just a little bit missing somewhat. So it would be lovely to see him back. But I hope that in the dressing room they realise that, and perhaps Willock should be taking a little more responsibility to cover for all that running that Sean did, and all the support that he was offering to whoever was on the ball.
Okay, team news. Nick Pope, Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, Sven Botman, Dan Burn, Joe Linton, Bruno, Willock, Almiron, Wilson and Isak. Picks itself really on the bench. Dubravka, Dummett, Gordon, ASM, Lewis, Target, Manquillo, Anderson and Miley is on the bench. So starting lineup: Pope, Trippier, Schär, Botman, Burn, Joe Linton, Bruno, Willock, Miggy, Isak and Callum Wilson. So same team that played Leeds.
Alright, yeah, I'm happy with that. I want to see Almiron a lot more positive. If you remember when he had that spate of goals, he was coming in onto his left foot, his better foot, coming across the edge of the box and bending shots in. And he's stopped doing that for some reason. He's got to restart that. It was a great danger to opposing defences. And I think that Isak, he's going to occupy that left-hand side, and he's going to be a real threat, a huge threat to whoever he plays against. And then he'll look as it all goes forward. He'll start to link up then with Wilson. So the midfield have then got to work hard to make sure that these guys up front who can score goals, and they will win games for us, but the ball's got to get to them at the right time, and that's the responsibility of the midfield. My prediction is, and I think it's going to be a tight old 90 minutes, it really is, and I'm going to go for a Newcastle win of 2-1.
Good stuff. Malcolm will be back in after the game, 9:45-ish. Put your hands together. Supermac. Well done, Mike. Take care. See you later. Okay, the raffle. Green ticket is the winner of the programme, 981 to 985.